Hola, hola. Buenos días. ¿Cómo están? ¿Están bien? Now in English. Okay. Gracias por esa introducción. Y distinguished members, honored guests, and esteemed leaders of this statewide Hispanic Chamber of Commerce of New Jersey, it's truly an honor to join you today at the Art of Being a Modern Latina. I think I know a little bit about that. My name is Adele Wilson, and I do have the privilege and the honor of serving as Assistant Secretary of State of the great state of New Jersey. Thank you. Thank you. And I'm so proud that I'm the daughter of Dominican immigrants. Yes, mis Dominicanos, Latinos. My father was a physician, Dr. James A. Wilson, and my mom ran his practice in New York City while raising a family here in Bergen County. I'm a proud Jersey girl, and I'm so proud to be with all of you today. It's so meaningful to me to be here at the statewide Hispanic Chamber of Commerce of New Jersey, who has been a partner to me over the years. And I hope that we will continue to partner in my new role now, 5 weeks in. So here we go. Thank you. So I'd like to take a moment first to extend my sincere appreciation to former President Carlos Medina. Thank you for your leadership. President John Lucas as well. Chairman Luis de la Hoz, and the entire chamber for your leadership and your unwavering commitment to advancing Hispanic businesses and communities across our state. Latinos have long been an integral part of the fabric of New Jersey, contributing meaningfully to our civic life, our education system, our neighborhoods, our business communities. And while doing so, we have continued to preserve our sense of cultural identity, unity, tradition, and pride. At the Department of State, under the leadership of Lieutenant Governor Dr. Dale Caldwell and our Secretary of State, we oversee elections, the Business Action Center, where we focus on supporting small businesses, the Office of Faith-Based Initiatives, as well as cultural commissions and divisions such as the Puerto Rico Commission, strengthening ties between New Jersey and the island, CHPRD, or Center for Hispanic Policy Research and Development, which focuses on empowering community-based organizations across New Jersey through financial support and technical assistance. Also, at the Department of State, we firmly believe that government works best when it partners with communities that already embody trust, compassion, and a deep commitment to service. That is exactly what this chamber represents. Because when small businesses thrive, our communities thrive. And when our communities thrive, New Jersey moves forward. But we cannot do it alone. True progress does require partnership. And that is why spaces like this, where leaders, entrepreneurs, and visionaries such as yourselves come together, are so important. So today, I encourage all of us to continue building, to continue leading, and to continue lifting others as we rise. Because the future of New Jersey is being shaped right here in rooms like this by leaders like you. Thank you so much. Gracias.
So thank you to all these speakers. And now it is time for what we've all been waiting for. Can I invite the panelists up here, please? So I am so excited. Like I said, this is an outstanding panel. And as we discussed prior, we want everyone to really learn more about each of them. So let's meet all of them. We have Anyelis Cordero. She is a founder and CEO of Propel on Purpose, a thought leader, entrepreneur, and sought after speaker. She has made her mark across major media platforms and intimate spaces, like helping others lead with purpose and impact. We have Daniela Palacios, founder of ParaKIDS, an SHCCNJ ETP graduate. Daniela is leading a bilingual education company focused on empowering students to become and remain bilingual in an increasingly global world. We have Victoria Rios, founder and creative director of S Squared Communications, an Emmy award-winning television host, journalist, content producer, and entrepreneur. She brings a dynamic voice and creative vision to everything she touches.
Thank you. Thank you. I love Rios, but it's actually Victoria Sosa. Victoria Sosa. But I think Rios goes with my personality. What do you think? What do you guys think?
So
Buenos días. Muchísimas gracias.
welcome, 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 welcome.
Thank
ev-
you.
Thank you. So I am so excited. Like I said, this is an outstanding panel. I think I would like to start off with what does it mean? We've heard this a lot here. Modern Latina, modern Latina. In 2026, because I do feel like women are reclaiming their time in 2026. What does it mean to be a modern Latina? I would like to start with you, Victoria.
Yeah, thank you so much, Raven. By the way, it's a pleasure to meet you. No te conocía. So I'm very happy to be sharing the stage with all of you. Very proud. I just traveled from Miami yesterday, and yes, I live in Miami now, but New Year's Eve was home for 10 years. So this was very special to be invited to this event. Gracias a Melissa Baralt. Esa bolita de energía que ustedes ven ahí, very special person. What does it mean to be a modern Latina? Me encantó el título, The Art of Being a Modern Latina, because being a woman, it's art as it is. We are art. Okay, it's beautiful. And I'm sorry, con todo respeto a los hombres que están aquí. I think that we are able to do so many things now compared to women before. They didn't have, you obviously, the freedom and the liberties to do so many things now. We could be television hosts and moms and have our own business on the side and be members of communities like this, and just the duality, or just being able to do so much at the same time. I think that's part of the art of being a modern Latina. We have so many hats, as a mom of a 6-year-old hurricane que no para, a boy que amo con todo mi corazón. Me he dado cuenta, sobre todo after I became, excuse my Spanglish, after I became a mom, of all the things that we're capable of doing as women.
That's right.
And modern Latina, and I see my sisters. Yo vengo de una familia que la mayoría somos mujeres, and I see what my cousins are doing and what my friends are doing, and everybody's doing like all these things and hustling and opening businesses, and I'm like, yes, go for it, and we could do it all and be successful at everything. So no es fácil, pero it's an art, and it takes a lot of, sobre todo valentía and confidence in yourself. So I think that has to do a lot with that, being a modern Latina.
Thank you so much.
¿Qué te parece?
So well said. So well said.
Thank you so much for that question. Again, my name is Daniela Palacios, and I want to answer this question really from the perspective of how I started ParaKIDS, which is my bilingual education company. So, to give some really important context, actually started this company when I was 17 years old.
Wow.
So I was a senior in high school. I graduated from Science Park High School in Newark, New Jersey.
Nice.
And I've been building and scaling and growing school partnerships, growing our impact in schools and also in the community through ParaKIDS throughout my time at Columbia University. So I'll be graduating from Columbia University this May. And thank you. Yeah. And really, for me, being a modern Latina, even when I was 17 years old, and there were so many excuses that I could have made when I saw my younger brother Xavier really struggling to speak Spanish. We would say jokes. My family's from Ecuador. We would say certain phrases that are like Ecuadorian phrases. And he really struggled to just like understand and speak Spanish confidently. And so, since we are in a room with so many Latino professionals, I'm sure that either
And the lessons learned that you can share. And I was speaking before we got up here, we were speaking about different things going on even at the airport, the climate. I know for me this year, I've been stretched in a lot of different ways, but ways that have been really good for me. And I think for me, my lesson in this new chapter is being able to pivot. I'm in the media industry, there's a lot of changes going on. And you can either move forward or you can remain back and pout about it. And I think that even at the peak, I feel like of my career, I'm constantly learning. I'm humble and wise enough to continue to learn and to continue to try new things. So I am able to pivot. And I really do feel like that's a lesson for me is that nothing ever really truly stays the same. Right. And you have to have the courage and the consistency and the bravery, even when it feels, you know, cringy or tough or difficult or new or you're not sure about it, try it. Like anything else in life, try it because you really don't know where it will lead you. And so I would say, yeah, that's the biggest for me. That's the biggest lesson for me and trusting my inner voice. Trust yourself. We trust, and I've seen this even on social media. You trust someone to do your hair. You trust someone to do your taxes. You trust someone with your kids. Trust yourself. Trust your voice and trust what you're doing because as long as you know what you're doing, that's all that matters. So, Net, I would like to know what you think about that.
Yeah, I think I agree with you, especially on the trust part. The past year has been, on a personal level, very difficult. Transitioning from being, I mean, we're getting personal here, a married woman to a single mother now. And I think that has taught me so many things about myself and about trusting myself. And number one, that obviously I made the right decision for my kid, my 6-year-old. And number two, trusting that I could do this by myself, and having a business and being, my dad passed away during COVID. So that's one of the reasons why I decided to go back home, back to Miami, because I mean, home is Dominican Republic, obviously, but I pretty much was raised in Miami. And my mom lives in Miami. So I'm like, you know what? Yo renuncié al trabajo de mis sueños because I had to be with my mom. So it's been very, like a roller coaster the past 5 years. Pero el último año especialmente is about trusting that I could be the daughter that my mom deserves, the daughter that my dad raised, the mom that my kid deserves, la que trae el pan a la mesa todos los días. So it's about, okay, Victoria, you can do this. Yo creo en mi religión, ¿no? Soy católica y con la ayuda de Dios yo digo, okay, vamos a salir para adelante. So it's about confidence, like I said earlier, and like you say, just trusting. So the last year, especially, y este 2026 is my year, by the way. Ya ese mío, like don't even think about it. That's my year, right? The year of the horse or fire horse, como dicen. Like I claimed it, and it's been great the past 3 months. It's crazy because it's just como cambiar el chip. Como, okay, you're doing this porque eso es lo que te toca. Y esto es lo que a ti te enseñaron, y es para adelante que vamos. Very Dominican, right? Es para adelante que vamos. So it's about trusting that you can do it. And definitely that has been the lesson the past 12 months.
Well, I like that you said trusting yourself and shifting your mindset. I think that there's an art to doing that because it's so easy to think negative. But when you shift it to a positive point or you say keep going,
Right.
that's where your creative juices start.
You know what has worked a lot? And before we move on with the other panelists, being grateful. And I started practicing that last year too. Being grateful for the littlest things. Por lo más mínimo, just being grateful every day when I wake up that my kid is healthy, que no tiene catarro, that he's jumping and he drives me crazy and hanging off the walls. But I rather that than the opposite. You know what I mean? Like, I being grateful of the little things that I'm able to get gas for my car and that I'm able to drive to my job and that I have my own studio. Tú sabes la gente que quisiera yo, wow, Papa Dios, thank you. And practicing that every morning. And I try to do this exercise with my son every morning before I take him to school. I'm like, all right, Papi, what are you grateful for today? He's always says the same thing: mommy, papi, the house, the trees, the sun, the skies. I'm like, okay, good. Yeah, I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful that we woke up. Thank you, God, for, just being able to provide, like things like that. So eso ha cambiado tanto. And I know it's cliche, I know, pero trust me, it works. When you practice gratitude,
Yeah.
it's just todo se va como unfolding in front of you.
Yeah.
So that's, yeah, that I think that's something that I last year I started practicing.
Daniela, what are your thoughts in terms of what has changed for you?
Yeah, so obviously building a bilingual education company while also balancing an Ivy League education is not easy. And I feel like really what has allowed me to stay on course, and not only that, but actually grow and scale. And today we've impacted over 4,000 students and their families in New Jersey and in New York City. Thank you. It really is just about like your why. Like, what's your North Star for your business or your entrepreneurial endeavor, your passion project, whatever that is for you. And for me, having that really personal North Star and always going back to that, going back to my brother, but then also the privilege that I've had to go into classrooms now and connect with students one on one. And students have heard my story and have not only, enjoyed it and loved the themes and really resonated with it, but I've had students that have come up to me and they've told me, hey, I really resonate with Sarah because I also just moved from the United States. And as a former ESL student myself, as an immigrant student, that's not something that I grew up with, like having those types of educational experiences, which is something that maybe some of you might relate to. And so it really is just about staying true to your heart. And something that I've changed this year in particular is really being more intentional about building with thought leaders. And I really want to challenge all of you about what a thought leader means. So, in the education space, yes, of course, that means like the superintendents, the administrators at the district level, at the school level, but it also means the parents, it also means the students. And so I think that it's so important that we always really respect the opinions and the experiences of the students or the parents and whatever those individuals look like in your industry, because really if we're building for a certain community and for certain people, we should be building with them. We shouldn't be assuming what they want or assuming from our own experiences. And so I would say having that strategy, and that's a framework that you can implement into whatever industry you're in, that has really allowed me to grow intentionally, sustainably, and actually make the impact that I've been wanting to make when I started my company at 17.
Wow. Amazing. So amazing.
I love that you mentioned the word palante because I have it tattooed right here as a reminder que para atrás ni para coger impulso, right? So similar to you, I'm coming off of a difficult 2 years post-divorce. I was in a season of protecting my peace and building in private. And so anyone in the room who is in survival or similar season, I want you to know that there's a rainbow on the other side. And so what's changed for me in the last year is going from that, okay, I'm going to build in private, I'm going to focus on what's in front of me, I'm going to deliver for these clients, I'm going to keep building this business in private. This is now year 5 of being in business full time. And I know that I can't keep doing that. I can't keep doing it alone. I can't keep doing it privately. And there's a way to balance, there's a way to balance protecting one's peace and still being in community. I was at a panel yesterday and somebody put it so well. And she said, you need to lock in and plug in. And for me, plug in is plugging into community. So I'm in that season now of thank you so much. The allies, gotta love them. Um, I'm in that season of plugging into community, being back on panels and speaking and being in service because that's something that's really important to me personally because I am the recipient of so much generosity and so many different programs and development that I really look forward to paying it forward to the next generation. I'm so proud standing up here listening to your story and everything that you've accomplished. And so that's what's really changed for me in the past year is reshifting back into being community centered, serving other people, and trusting the process. So going from that, I was in survival to self-trust, because in our communities there can be a lot of shame when you go through difficult things like a divorce, and you know I have to say that community saved me during that really difficult time. So while I was building privately and protecting my peace, I still had the support of community members, my family, my closest friends, and I wouldn't have been able to get through it without them. And now that I'm on the other side of it, I want to go back and be that for somebody else.
I get that, girl.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much.